SmackDown is taped tonight from the O2 Arena in London, England. And this is the second consecutive night WWE is taping a show in that damn arena. And I love the arena. The fans are great. The fans go nuts. It's one of the hottest crowds you're going to get all year. So you have a lot going for it. The problem is it's every single time they go there, they like half-ass it. They don't give us anything good. It's just an average show. It's a nothing show. It's like Raw. They phone it in because it's taped. So they think, oh, it's taped. It's not important. They fucking tape it. I understand going up against the NBA playoffs, you're going to get destroyed. The ratings were terrible last night for Raw, so I'm not expecting much from SmackDown. Even though you have a lot to look forward to, and particularly of Andrade Cien Almas's debut. I'm not too interested in seeing Almas wrestle. I'm way more interested in seeing Zelina Vega. Can't wait to see Zelina. I love her. So you have that to look forward to, and you have the follow-up from Daniel Bryan. And of course, the big thing is the big match they announced. They announced AJ Styles is wrestling Shinsuke Nakamura, and the winner gets to choose a stipulation for a match in Money in the Bank. The psychology is fucking horrible. I think Nakamura is going to win. I think if Nakamura wins, that means he's not winning at Money in the Bank, and he's not going to win the title. He'll just be upper mid Carter until he leaves and goes back to Japan, which I hope is very soon. Even though I like Nakamura, I'd prefer to see him back in Japan, especially with the amount of interest indie wrestlers have right now. I'd love to see him. I think he should go back to New Japan. So Daniel Bryan opens up the show. Another guy who I think a lot of people would rather see on the indies right now. I wonder if Daniel Bryan secretly wants to be all in. I'm sure he'd love to be all in. He opens the show and he talks about, he's happy to be back there. And, he doesn't really address his loss too much, but he wants to be champ. And then Big Cass comes out. The fans are booing him. They chant, "You tapped out." And there's rumors there's a lot of heat on Cass, but Vince, he's tall, so he's protected. There's a lot of heat on Baron Corbin last year, but he's tall, and Vince likes him, so Big Cass will be protected because he's tall. I mean, if you're tall, you're okay. And they did this thing when Daniel Bryan just punked him out. They made Cass look like a bitch. Daniel Bryan got the upper hand. He put him in the yes lock. And Cass tapped. I mean, they made Cass look like a bitch again. I hope this doesn't mean Cass is beating Daniel Bryan at Money in the Bank, which is probably going to happen because I don't think Daniel Bryan's getting in that match. So that's just bullshit if that happens. But Cass absolutely sucks. So then they do this gimmick where you have the New Day against Sheamus and Cesaro, and the winner of the tag match gets to have one member advance to the Money in the Bank. So they didn't really announce it. So what I think is going to happen is it's going to be Kofi, and I don't know, there's rumors they're going to do the tag team Money in the Bank. The way they did this, it makes you think that could happen, even though they kind of made Sheamus and Cesaro look bad by already losing a qualifying match. So it's one member. I think it has to be Kofi. I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know. I don't like how that gimmick sucks. They could have just done a singles match with one of the New Day and Sheamus and Cesaro and just done it like that. That's just weird. I didn't care for the way they set that up. They do a Bludgeon Brothers promo. That's fine. It's cool in the dark, I guess. And then you have Paige. She was backstage with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They're still sucking up. And what she does is she announces a triple threat match. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if Mandy and Sonya were there, but a triple threat match: Becky versus Mandy versus Sonya. So I don't know how these things work. I think there's a chance Sonya wins and then Becky or Mandy can get in. So if you lose one qualifying match, are you out? Because I don't know. Because the way they did this with the women on Raw, it's like, if you lose a match, you're just not qualified to be back in there? I'm not sure. But they had they announced that, and then we get to see the debut of Andrade Cien Almas, but more importantly, Zelina Vega. So Almas he beat a jobber. It was a squash match. I think Almas is going to get into Money in the Bank, and I hope he wins. I think he'd be a great choice to win, even though it's still early. But it gives him a lot of relevance because usually when they debut guys, they like to put them in a big feud early. And I don't know how they're going to treat Almas. They want a top Hispanic superstar. I mean, when they lost Del Rio, there's rumors Vince still loves Del Rio and wants to bring him back. But when they lost Del Rio, I think they want, a superstar who's not just in a mask. They want him to be a big, for that market. They have a huge Hispanic market. So I think they're going to push Almas heavily. But hopefully that means they also push Vega heavily. And I love Zelina Vega. Isn't she just unbelievably gorgeous? What a smoke show. What an unbelievably smoking hot chick that is. She cut a good promo after the match. She warned the locker room she's going to get him over. I'm afraid what's going to happen with Zelina Vega is, she's so hot. Vince is going to look, this is going to be another like Rusev and Lana situation when they first came in. Remember when Lana was just cutting all these great promos and she was completely overshadowing Rusev? I wouldn't be surprised if that happens with Zelina Vega and Vince thinks, this guy's a loser, and he thinks Rusev's a loser and he wants to split them up and make Lana a superstar. Now he might think the same thing with Zelina Vega. You never know, but I think he has a lot of potential in my opinion. Even though, as an act by himself, Almas is very boring. Like, as an act in NXT, when I saw him in NXT, everything I saw him, he bored me to death. But he was always great in the ring, and Zelina Vega really, she did wonders for him. I don't think he'd be here right now in this position if it wasn't for Zelina Vega. They did a backstage thing with AJ Styles. It was fine being interviewed. So, speaking, I just talked about Rusev and Lana. Rusev, he was cutting a promo, but then they had Lana announce she has a qualifying match next week against Billie Kay. So I guess Billie Kay's getting in. She's not winning. I don't think Billie Kay would. I think Peyton Royce would get the win, but I don't know who that last spot's going to go to. But if Lana loses, I think it would make more sense in storyline ways for her to lose, because it makes no sense for her to keep winning. Why would she win? I mean, she'll ruin the match. I mean, she'll hold the match down, even though, the woman they're going to choose, it's like, you can tell. They're going to put the woman who they like. They're going to put all their blondes. They're going to be in the match. And then, they'll rely on, like, Charlotte to do something to carry the match. But I have no interest in that, because last year's Money in the Bank women's was absolutely horrible. And people say it's because James Ellsworth in the finish. That match sucked. That was a horrible Money in the Bank. They didn't do fucking anything. If you're going to have let the woman have a ladder match, have a fucking ladder match. Do what the men do. If you don't, just don't do the fucking match. I hated the match. I thought it was fucking horrible. Last year, they did nothing. You have to do spots in ladder match. See what we just saw in NXT? People say, the women shouldn't be in that position. Well, if they're not good enough to be in that position, why are they on TV? If they're not good enough, just stop. But they're teasing something with Rusev and Lana. I want to see Lana kick. I want to see her kick Aiden English in the balls, and Rusev puts him in his finisher, and just beats the hell out of Aiden English, and it's over. An accolade. That's how it's going to end, unfortunately, for Aiden English. But I think that needs to happen. I think Rusev and Lana are great together. So you have two great couples on SmackDown who I think really work well together. Then you had Carmella's Royal Celebration, which was absolutely fucking horrible, just miserable. I hate her. She's fucking horrible. She's there because of her job and her she has the position she has because of her singlet. She had a million surgeries on her face, so she knew she was getting this major push for a while. They're pushing the hell out of her. Vince loves her. It's some hot blonde. Vince loves his blondes. He loves Mandy Rose. Loves all the blondes. Alexa Bliss, who's probably going to win Money in the Bank this year. All the blondes get pushed. Charlotte's different because Charlotte's just really great anyways. And she doesn't have that typical, model look they like, even though she's a blonde. But, we all know. Charlotte wasn't here on Raw. I think she's in New York. But she's actually going back to the tour. That's really cool for her that she actually does that. I think that's actually awesome for Becky or Charlotte's going to actually go back to the tour after having surgery on her teeth that Carmella fucked up and hurt her. Carmella's fucking horrible. I hate her. She was ripping Britain. Make fun of Britain, make fun of the royal family, like anyone gives a shit. And Paige came out and she announced it's going to be Carmella and Asuka at the pay-per-view. God fucking damn it, Asuka's losing to Carmella. Carmella's winning. If you think Asuka's winning, you're a fucking idiot. There's no way Vince, the way he sees women, he's going to put the belt on Asuka. He loves Carmella probably, and they're going to keep it on Carmella for probably until SummerSlam or something. She's going to have a very long reign. Same thing with Nia Jax. I hate both these fucking champions. They're fucking garbage. Both of these champions are absolute garbage. They're killing the women's division. They're fucking horrible. Both of them suck. Carmella is just terrible. I don't want to see her. It's not the kind of heat that's good heat. It's go away heat with Carmella, in my opinion. So you had Renee Young interviewing Shinsuke Nakamura backstage, and he's saying he's going to kick him in the face. It was fine. So they had an Iconics promo, which was okay. Actually, before that, I think you had the match. You had Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Becky Lynch, a triple threat match. So a qualifying match. Becky Lynch gets the victory. That's cool. I'm happy Becky got the win. Happy for Becky, even on she's no way in hell. There is no possible way in hell Becky's winning. I don't think Charlotte's winning either. I think Becky and Charlotte are going to feud in the match. They're going to turn on each other. It's going to be like, you know what, how they always fucked up Bayley and Sasha. They're going to actually get it right with Charlotte and Becky. It's like, those two have a lot of potential. Even though Becky, I mean, she's not Bayley and Sasha, I think, are damaged goods and are on borrowed time with the company. Those two. With Becky, I mean, they haven't done anything with her. They've been underusing her, but she's not damaged. I mean, she hasn't been on TV as much, so she hasn't had a chance to be damaged. But I think she has a lot of momentum. I see Charlotte coming on top in that rivalry, but if they feud with each other, that'd be cool. I think they can turn on each other in that match, so I'm happy Becky's there. And she made Mandy tap out, so I don't know if Mandy's not getting in. I hope not, so she doesn't win. And I don't hate Mandy Rose. It's just she doesn't deserve that opportunity yet. I'm sorry. Nothing against her personally. She's smoking hot, but doesn't deserve that opportunity. But she still could get in for all we know. Then I think that the Iconics promo. So Samoa Joe, big cast next week in a qualifying match. Shit. I don't know. I think Joe probably wins, but it's a tall guy. Big cast might win Money in the Bank. I mean, that's why he lost to Daniel Bryan. It's Vince with tall guys. You never fucking know. In the main event, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, I mean, I talked about this when I started doing videos. I wanted to see that match at WrestleMania. I was waiting a whole year. They were going to tear the house down. They're going to have this classic WrestleMania match, and they had a very disappointing match. Then they have a second chance at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Okay, I'm thinking to myself, they're going to have a great match. They're going to redeem themselves. They're having a really good match, and then there's a double count-out finish. And then their third chance, Extreme Rules, no disqualification. Okay, they're going to do it now. It's time. It's on pay-per-view in the States. They're going to tear it up, and it's perfect. Double low blow finish. It's over. I don't want to see this. It's a SmackDown match. It's a SmackDown match in the UK that's taped. That's what we've gone to. It's a WrestleMania dream match. They've done it to death. They've ruined it. Fuck creative. Fuck WWE creative. You can go fuck yourselves. I knew Nakamura was going to win, so that means he's 100% losing at Money in the Bank. I think Joe is going to challenge AJ after Money in the Bank, maybe at Extreme Rules. Nakamura's losing. He'll go back down to mid-card. Maybe he feuds with Daniel Bryan. That'd be cool, but the ceiling is like the U.S. champion. There's no way he's being WWE champion. Same thing with Asuka. No way either of them will be champs. Vince is not going to let it happen in his book. Nakamura won the match. It was a good match. It was probably the best match they've had, but they didn't really reveal what the stipulations are going to be, but we know he beat AJ, so AJ is beating Nakamura 150% at Money in the Bank.